Game Night is directed by John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein and stars Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, Jesse Plemons, and Kyle Chandler. Game Night tells the story of a group of friends who get together regularly for, yep, you guessed it, Games Night. And these Games Nights are pretty run-of-the-mill. And that is until Max gets in touch with his brother Brooks, and Brooks offers to host a Games Night like none other. Someone is taken from the room and a murder mystery is set in place, and the characters don't quite know what's real and what's not real, and in order to win the game they have to solve this murder mystery. Now I gotta say, seeing the trailers for this film didn't exactly fill me with a lot of confidence. I was a little worried going into this film that it may be tonally inconsistent, because what it seemed to be juggling in the trailers was horror, comedy, and mystery. And as a trailer, just didn't quite work for me. But once again, guys, you just cannot trust film trailers these days at all. Because the surprising thing is, this film really works. And I think a lot of it comes down to Mark Perez's very smart, very tight script, and very funny script, I must add, and a cast that really just have great comedic timing. Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams are the two leads in this cast, and they are absolutely great together. Their chemistry is absolutely wonderful, and there's so many funny scenes that they share throughout this movie. One scene, and I won't go too heavily into it because I don't really want to spoil it for you guys at all, but it's one scene where Max has sustained a very heavy injury and Annie has to patch him up. They can't go to a hospital for reasons which I won't go into. And it's just so hilarious, and I cannot tell what's been scripted here and what's been improvised, because their exchanges back and forth are just so natural, just like any couple would be exchanging during a situation like this. And I really appreciated it. I thought it was just an absolutely beautiful scene. Sharon Horgan and Billy McNusson also get quite a few scenes together as well, and their banter is also quite hilarious. Directors John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein keep the pace of this movie pretty tight. In fact, the exposition of the two main leads is just handled expertly. It moves very quickly, it establishes their relationship very well, there's minimal dialogue, and to boot, there's Queen music playing. And I've got to say, if you're going to have Queen music play in your film, it's automatically going to get points from me. But also, Game Night is very well edited, and that's something that's so important in a comedy, I feel. It needs to be edited in a certain way that it allows the jokes to land and keeps the movie moving forward, and they do this very, very well. Also, to the action scenes, I was surprised there was quite a bit of action in this film, and that's also handled very well as well. It's edited, it's shot very well. I could really just make out what's going on, and that to me is very important during an action scene. But look guys, I think the most important thing in a comedy is it funny? And it's really as simple as that. Game Night is funny. Most of the jokes did land for me, and I really appreciated the effort that the filmmakers went to make this film. In that it doesn't really follow a lot of the Hollywood tropes that a lot of comedies are getting into today, where they set their characters up as jerks and just basically fill the runtime out with crass humor. And Game Night really tries to steer clear of that. It sets up characters that we care about, and it tries to find the better laugh, the laugh that's going to land more, to really engage its audience. And I really appreciated that effort. And I've got to say that it made for a much more soulful experience while I was watching this film. Guys, I love a good movie reference, okay? I'm a big fan of them, and Game Night certainly has them. The problem is, it just has a few too many of them. Early on in the film, we're introduced to a really brilliant Pulp Fiction reference that I laughed and applauded the screen at, and it really engaged me in the film, and I really started having a good time with this. By the time we get to the third act, though, the movie references started getting a little bit tired for me, and it was around the time we start getting some Liam Neeson jokes and things like that. And it really just sucked me out of the film, because what I really wanted at this point in the film was a compelling antagonist. You know, something to really raise the stakes here for our characters. And we just didn't get that. We just got more movie references, and I just felt that it was a missed opportunity for this movie to go in that direction. But look, I gotta say that this screenplay is great, okay, overall. There's enough twists and turns to really keep the mystery element pretty high, so that element works. The comedy works because a lot of the jokes really do land, and so you're really gonna have a good time with this film. It's smart, it's funny, it's well acted, and it's well directed, And I've got to stress this again, guys, it treats the audience with some respect. I'm gonna give Game Night 4 stars.
Is this gun real?
Oh, no, Andy.
Oh, no. Oh my God, I shot you!
What the? So guys, what did you think of Game Night? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in the middle on it? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to flick me a like and subscribe. And remember, a weekend watching movies is a weekend well spent. Thanks for watching.